regarding the HANA app, we discussed about a couple of concepts here. We before getting into the HANA app, we just discussed about the introduction of HANA, how HANA got evolved, and what exactly was HANA, and what is it right now. So once upon a time, it was introduced as a one database and HANA Studio. Then it became a complete platform. So that's what and how it evolved. And then we discussed about the architecture. Before the architecture, we have the OLTP versus OLAP. So we have OLTP systems and OLAP systems. So I'll be comparing that and writing few more differences between them. And then we have discussed about the row storage versus column storage. Then we have row storage versus column storage. We discussed about the parallel processing. And then we have compression of data, multi-dimensional concept, multi-dimensional concept, and then we have multi-dimensional concept in star schema. The star schema, we discussed about the star schema, and we discussed that the fields are called either measures and attributes. So measures and attributes, field names are classified as measures and attributes. Measures will be numeric values and attributes will be characteristic values. And then we discussed in the star schema, we discussed about the fact table and dimensions. In SAP HANA, dimensions are called attribute views. Dimensions are considered as attribute views. Then we have discussed about schema. Schema is just like a kind of a package kind of a thing. It's kind of a package which holds the data, and these are some important things that we have discussed in the previous session. And we need to go in detail about the OLTP versus OLAP more in detail. Okay, so OLTP versus OLAP. Now, OLAP is online. OLAP stands for online transactional processing, and OLAP stands for online analytical processing. And then we have example of OLTP is SAP ECC 6.0 or S4 HANA suite. SAP S4 HANA suite, any suite like 1809 is there. So 1809. So we'll discuss what are the different versions that we have in S4 HANA. Then we have this SAP BI 7.0 or SAP BW 7.5. BW for HANA. It's called BW for HANA. Okay. So this is a analysis. This is used for this kind of software are used for analysis purpose. This kind of transaction. This kind of softwares are used for doing the business transactions. And then we have the data is stored in two-dimensional tables. Here data is preferred to be stored in multi-dimensional multi-dimensional tables. Multi-dimensional tables. Now, here the data, either we can write the data, we can read the data, we can delete the data, or we can update the data, modify the data. So in short, we can manipulate the data in this particular system. In the OLTP system, we can manipulate the data because you might be doing a business. You might be doing a business, and that business is something which you the customer might come and customer might say that okay, we will do the business. Then they might cancel the order. So if they cancel the order, then they have to delete the invoice or delete the sales order. So if you want to modify it, no, the client wants, the customer wants something else, they'll modify it. So these kind of things happen in the OLTP system. OLAP system is history. Okay, historical data. It will always store the historical data. Historical data in the sense, like, see, if you have August 15th, 1947. So if you want to change that August 15th, 1947, that August 15th is a date which somebody don't doesn't like. A specific person doesn't like August 15th, and he wants to change to August 16th. Can anyone change it? No, because it's history. If something is history, we cannot change it. We can just read it. Okay, so only read the data because historical data. So here we have uh, uh, present. That's here we'll have the historical data. Here we'll have the present data. Present data here, historical data. So whatever happened, everything happened. The business is closed. Then we'll load it into the OLAP system. And here the data is in linear, uncompressed, here multi-dimension, compressed. It's compressed. So multi-dimension, compressed. Now here this is linear and uncompressed. Now here the data will be stored for, like, let's say, for say 2 to 3 years. After 2 to 3 years, there is no need of storing the data in the OLTP system, because let's say you have purchased some toothpaste from a supermarket and it has been 3 years. After the 3 years, you don't need that bill. Okay, uh, for you, you don't need the bill, and the supermarket also does not need that record of you purchasing a paste, like unless and until you are some Tom Cruise or some Shah Rukh Khan. So like they'll keep an order that okay, they have come to our supermarket and purchased it. Otherwise, it's not required. So they can simply delete it. There's no use of it. But that kind of data, you might need that for decision making in the future. For example, after 5 years, they want to see how many people have purchased that particular toothpaste which you have purchased, to decide whether they have to completely they want to take over the toothpaste company. If they want to completely take over the toothpaste company, they want to know whether it is possible or not. So it can be like forever. The data needs to be there forever. Differences between the OLTP and OLAP, right? So OLTP, OLAP, we have, okay. So the data is there for a finite amount of time in the OLTP system, but in the OLAP system, it will be there for a very long time. So for example, like it's there forever. Okay, 20 to 30 years, or in fact, like for lifetime. Okay. Or you can 32 years, or you can say something like lifetime also, because we once upon a time we used to wash out the data after 20 to 30 years, but right now we have made it as lifetime, so no one is deleting anything. So as of now, you can just consider this as lifetime. So data will never be deleted from here. Okay. And compression, how it happens is what we have discussed yesterday. Multidimensional concept also we have discussed yesterday. So now you might be getting a clarity of why we have only read only data here. So these are few of the differences between the OLTP and OLAP, but there are many other differences. So now HANA system, when we have this HANA, the HANA entire environment, HANA platform integrates OLTP and OLAP. So it takes the advantages of OLTP and OLAP into a single system now, and you don't have to push the data from the OLTP to OLAP on a regular basis. You can just access it from the HANA platform. So this is what we have understood yesterday. So now when we go forward with the HANA ABAP, we have this. Today we have this. There was a time when we had we have the priorities have changed right now. The priorities for the industry, the priorities for the customers have completely changed, and this something new has emerged. So we have to have a decisions. So when we are taking the decisions, it cannot be like we have to wait for a long time or something like that. So decisions have to be taken on a high speed basis and a simple, okay, simple on simple data. Okay, we don't have any implications on it. But once upon a time, the data decision was completely based on big data, many data types, and you have, okay. So in short, what we have is historical data used to be present for decision making after a quite long time. But here, in the latest one, it will be immediately the data can decision can be done on a data. So here HANA covers all the five dimensions. Like it is high speed, it is simple, it's real time data, recent data, because real time data is something which is now the business is happening. You can do the analysis on the data. It was highly impossible prior to HANA introduction of HANA. So then we have the big data and many data types. So we have a broad way of storing the data, and we have deep, complex, and interactive questions on granular data. So we can dig around the data and we can do more analysis. So these are the things. All the five dimensions have been covered in the SAP HANA. So now we are discussing more about the ABAP perspective. So now we have traditional database management. Traditional database management in the sense, like, let's say we take the example of Oracle. So Oracle database is that. The Oracle database can be considered as a traditional database or SQL database. So from that, the data can come to the HANA database tables, and from here we build up the reports on Business Objects platform. Business Objects is one tool that was purchased by SAP in 2010 for reporting purpose. I'll explain you about that. So in this, like, data marts based on SAP HANA, so we used to move this data into the HANA database and then run the reports. But now we have the HANA database itself is the primary database. If HANA itself is a primary database, then we can directly go and build the reports on that. Okay, so we don't have to get it from the traditional one. So we are going to deal with these two types of projects, guys. In the future, when you have the implementation projects, we'll have two types of implementation projects. The primary database is primary database is non SAP or non HANA and HANA. So in these three types of scenarios we might work. So SAP HANA is a database for ABAP applications. So ABAP application. Now we have ABAP schema database tables, and we have ABAP schema database. So here in this, like, again, when we have the prime ABAP as a primary, HANA as a primary database, in which we can write the ABAP schema database tables. So here we have SAP database tables, normal database tables also we have, and schema based database tables. As I was telling you, the schema based database tables are something which we can build on the HANA Studio, from the HANA Studio. And ABAP schema based database tables, here we are going to build the aggregation levels, and then we are going to show the data in the GUI. Here We have CRM or on SAP HANA. So various technologies can work upon it. But let us once again focus on these things from the ABAP perspective. So if we have a non-SAP system, in that non-SAP system, we non-HANA database. From in non-HANA database concept, like we'll have what we call HANA happens to be working as an aggregator, an accelerator. So these are things that we already discussed. Like, we have software. In software, we discussed about the row storage and column storage, compression, partitioning. No aggregation table. No aggregate tables in the sense. See, what is an aggregate table? In our from ABAP point of view, there was a projection view. Right? We created a projection view. Now, what is a projection view? Projection view is something which is a subset of a table that can be considered as one type of aggregate. Okay, so aggregates are something which are a subset of tables so that we can increase the size. I mean, like we can increase the speed. Sorry, we can increase the speed of the table. Now we have insert OT data, insert data. So now once upon a time, everything was focused on application server. We used to try our maximum to not to keep any load on the database. But here, right now, the database, we want to put everything, the entire load we want to put on the database. So here, if you see, there are multiple cores. So there are two challenges which normally have been addressed by SAP. So we have optimized loading data into the CPU cache. This was one main challenge, and avoid CPU idle time. Make use of parallelism. So now optimize loading data into the CPU cache. What they did is to optimize the load data in the CPU. Then it is the columnar storage, data storage. Then we have compression of database tables. These two have made the optimization of the CPU. Means same CPU can be used more effectively. That's called optimization. So avoid CPU life idle time. So what happened is process one request on several cores in parallel. So distribute table contents across blades. So what are blades are? Blades are partitions. So again in nodes we again will have the blades. We'll see the blades here. This we already discussed, the row storage and column storage. But where we have to use row storage, where we have to use column storage is what we need to understand. Let's say you want to simply select the data, just select the data, then row storage will be fine. But if you want to do some operations on the data, for example, you want to show data using the sum, this is not possible in the row storage. I mean, like it's not good to go for row storage. So what are you doing here? You are making a sum of few values. Means this 1000, 9000, 6000, 600, all these things you want to combine them and show it as a final total or something like that down. So for that, those kind of things, column storage is better. Okay, so now in this column storage, so what we discussed, select star just for selecting the data and showing it up. Then row storage is better, but for select and operations, row storage not optimal. But when it comes to the column storage, we have this column storage as select star where order is equals to 457. Now what are we doing here is we are basically using the column storage whenever there are some operations on the columns. So if there are some operations on the column, then column storage will be better. And if it and row storage becomes expensive on these kind of operations. And column storage becomes expensive in the select start state kind of scenarios, or select fields scenarios as well. So how the columnar dictionary completion happens is what we have discussed in the yesterday's introduction part. So I hope everyone is clear about that. And if you have any concerns about this, I'll be explaining it directly. So we already discussed about the parallel processing. So we discussed only till here. Okay, we discussed that we have a parallel processing in which each column of a table can be processed by a different core. Okay, this is what we discussed. Now we'll go further more into it. So now using partitioning to further leverage the parallelism. So what we do is not just dividing the columns, even in the columns also we can divide the data further on based on some year. Okay, for example here time period. So for a particular time period you want to process it for with one core, one blade, and another year for another blade. So this also distributing data across several blades, allowing working on smaller data sets in parallel. So now to work on the ABAP from the HANA Studio, we should be having the Eclipse installed in our system. So we should have the Eclipse installed in our system. Only when you will have the Eclipse installed, that HANA ABAP perspective will open. Otherwise, it will not be opening. So we have something called ADT, the ABAP development tools. So all the ABAP development tools will be visible or will be accessible from the HANA environment only when you install the Eclipse tool. And if any one of you have an hands-on on Java or something like that, then you might have heard about Eclipse, because Eclipse is a tool which we need to install as a front end, just like we have installed SAP GUI in your system as a front end, right? So in the same way, we have to install Eclipse, and then we have to connect to the server so that we can work upon it. So HANA Studio perspectives and views. So as we discussed, we have multiple perspectives, and this is the welcome screen in which we'll have the open administration console, open modeler, open development, and all these things will be there. So here in the Windows open perspective, HANA modeler, and in the HANA modeler, HANA modeler perspective, we can click, or we can click on others. When you click on others, this pop-up will open. In that we can go ahead and select the ABAP perspective. ABAP will be the first one in the perspectives. Okay, but when we go into the HANA modeler perspective, let's say if you go for HANA modeler perspective, then this screen will appear in which we'll have the schema tables. We'll have the schema tables, and we'll have this entire the content. In the content, we'll have the attribute views, analytical views, calculation views. Okay, so when we open the HANA Studio perspective, guys, we'll be having this catalog, and we'll be having this content, provisioning, and security. These are the five main things that you'll be seeing. When we expand the catalog, we'll be able to see the schemas. This is the symbol for the schema, and this is the schema. This is one schema. We can create any schema, and the sys repo underscore sys underscore repo is a standard schema. By default it will be there. Sys underscore statistics also by default it will be there. These two things will be available when we open the HANA Studio. Even if you have not implemented anything, that will be available. But other things we can create it, and inside the content we'll have the views that we were discussing yesterday. Attribute views, analytical views, calculation views will be a part of the content. Provisioning is something which we have for getting the data using smart data access or something, that for real-time data. To get the real-time data, we have provisioning. Security, we have users and roles. So the users and roles, we have it in security. So connecting to an SAP HANA database. So for connecting to the SAP HANA database, what we need to do is we need to click on this top button, guys. Okay, in system, and we need to create a project. Okay, so right click on this, and we have system, specify system. So we need to connect to the system. So we need to give the host name, instance number, description, and all these things. And then we need to give the username and password. Once you give this, we'll be able to log in into the system. So once we are able to log into the system, we can develop our own tables, and we can create our own schema. So schema is something which cannot be created by the you know by just clicking something. You have to write the logic. Write the logic for schema. Okay. Now this is a logic that we are writing to create a table. So this happens to be a DDL code. What is DDL? Data definition language. Data definition language builds something in the database. Data manipulation language only updates the data or plays around with the data. But here this DDL plays around with the entire objects. Object can be created. New objects can be created. So we have packages, models, delivery units. So now when we get into this content, inside the content, so we were been in the catalog now. Okay, in the catalog we'll have the schemas. Under the schemas we'll have the we'll we'll have all these folders. Remember, when we'll be creating a schema, the moment we create a schema, automatically all these folders will be appearing under that particular schema. Only thing is, everything will be empty, and we need to create the tables and all. So now under the contents, we'll have these views, attribute views, analytical views, calculation views, and procedures. All this will be under the cat content. See, inside the content, first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a package. And we can create our own package. Under that package, you can create sub packages as well. But once we create at least one package is mandatory. After that, we can create all the views. So this is a HANA evolution in HANA database, and we have these are the service packs. HANA database, we have service pack 5 and service pack 6. So service pack 6 happens to be the latest one. So ABAP can access SAP HANA side by side scenarios. So that side by side scenario was called sidecar method. Sidecar method in the sense, So here in 7 point version service pack 5, uh, business warehouse was integrated into the HANA platform. Then the entire business suite was also integrated later. Here we can see business warehouse here. We have this entire thing integrated. So we have accelerate, extend, and innovate. So what are the things that we, as an ABAP programmer, must be knowing the about the HANA platform is what we need to discuss. Okay. Yeah, you can start now. The HANA key capabilities.
Yes, so like
Just please once again.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So 1 minute. So there's disturbance from my side. 1 minute. Shall I start now? Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please start.
Yes. So like I was telling, there are four important key capabilities of SAP HANA. The first one is the application services. So SAP HANA provides many application services. For example, uh, I forgot. So if there is an application that will allow a project manager to have team members to complete their timesheets. So this can be developed with a web application using SAP HANA. So this is one example I remember for application services. And then there are processing services also. Now, why we have processing services as an important capability of HANA is because there are many types of data. It includes text data, spatial data, and graphical data also. And then there are integration services. So SAP HANA has got integration services because we learned yesterday how we can have data being read from big data such as Hadoop concept. So that is why SAP HANA supports integration services also. And the last important capability is the database services. So database services is how we saw we can have data being stored in column and row store database. So just like how sir explained about the OLTP and OLAP requirements. So this is one of the important capability. That's also.
Excellent, Shazia. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Can I go next?
Yes, yes.
I'll go next. Can I go next?
Yeah. Who's this? Kavya?
Yes, sir.
Before Kavya, somebody spoke.
Yes, sir.
Pragya
It's
sir.
me, Kavya. Yeah, anyone.
Pragya is also there.
If
Okay.
you can do it, I'll do it third, or else I'll start now.
Pragya, you want to start or you want Kavya to go ahead?
Sir, I'll just tell one point, sir.
Only just one point. Okay. 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 Yeah.
Okay. So, SAP HANA does transactional and analysis requirements all in one platform. Like OLTP and OLAP is combined, and then it's done in one platform, that is HANA platform. So OLTP does the transactional processing and it moves the data, and then OLAP does analytical processing. So these both are combined and done in one platform, that is HANA platform.
Excellent. Okay. So next, something like Who's next? Kavya, right? Kavya.
I'll go next. Yes, sir. Can I go?
Yes, 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 yes.
So next I'll go.
Yes, sir. So, like the main objective when it comes to SAP HANA is to remove all redundancies. So, like what happened in the traditional approach is like as Pragya said, this is the SAP HANA is the combination of OLTP and OLAP transaction. So, what happened in the traditional approach is there was no redundancy, hence the copy were like just remained in the system, which caused like more usage of storage, and it was not so much efficient. So through SAP HANA, so like we can remove all the redundancies. This means only one copy of data is needed for any type of access. That's why SAP HANA is more effective than any other traditional approach.
Excellent.
That's it, sir.
Yeah.
Sir,
Next.
can I go, sir?
Yeah, yeah.
Next.
No, Karthik already said he'll go. He'll go first. After Karthik, Manjunatha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Sir,
okay.
SAP HANA is a platform which offers both application and cloud service. So along with that, SAP HANA is a in-memory database. So what's in-memory database is? So RAM is equal to RAM means the size of RAM and the RAM will be same. So all the reading and writing operation takes place in the memory. So
Okay, great. And you also told about the cloud and in-house on-premise also, right?
yeah,
Cloud and on-premise.
uh,
Cloud, on-premise.
application and cloud service.
Yeah.
Application and cloud service.
Yeah. Application would be, yeah.
Can I go, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
I will go with the main. I'll go with the main features of the HANA, sir. HANA not only it runs on software, it can run also both. It can run both by the combination of software and hardware innovations to process huge amount of data, and it's a multi-core architecture, and it run like a best. It's based on row and column type of data storage management, and it is based on Linux architecture, I think so.
Yes, yes.
Sir, I will go next, sir.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, next. Yeah, who's this?
Sir, Nagashri, sir.
Yeah, Nagashri. Yeah, please go. Yeah.
Sir, HANA can keep volume of up to petabyte data in memory while returning query results in under a second. It can keep up to petabyte data, sir. In return, if we query the data, it will return the data within a second. Sir. Under a,
So, a petabyte data is processed less than a second. Yeah. Okay.
So can I go, sir?
Yes. Yeah, Prashant.
Like HANA server works on a database server.
Yeah.
In the previous approach, everything was dumped into the application server, but in the HANA base, for the fast working, it works on the database server. Also, there is no need to fetch data from the application server to process, sir.
Okay. ABAP operation. ABAP.
Hello.
Yeah. ABAP operation.
Can I go Prajwal?
Yeah, Prajwal. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, basically, with the help of HANA, data footprint reduction is done, sir. That is, tables are automatically compressed so that we can store a huge amount of data in very less amount of space. For example, if application is not running on HANA, if it consumes like 593 GB, if an application is optimized for HANA and data aging is applied, 8.5 8.4 GB can be achieved. So this is the main advantage of HANA.
Can I go, sir?
Processed fast. Who said this?
Hello.
Who said this? Who said this last? The 8.2.
Kiran.
Rajul.
Rachel. Okay, okay. And this data or
That-
applications executed in database service Navin. Navin. Okay, great. Okay, fine. Yeah. Next. Next.
Can I go, sir?
Kiran.
Kiran.
Yeah, Kiran. Yeah.
Kiran.
Yeah, Kiran.
Yes, sir. I am telling you about users of SAP HANA, sir.
Users of
Hello. SAP HANA. SAP HANA, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir. First one is wherever database is needed, we need SAP HANA, sir.
Okay.
Second one is in data warehouse, and we also need it for packaged apps, also for enterprise suites, and also it's used in disk database, sir, app accelerators, and it's also used in OEM ISV apps, sir.
Okay. What's that? What's that? SAP?
OEM ISV app.
Okay.
OEM ISV apps.
Okay.
ISV apps.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So can I go next? Nishchita.
Nishita. Yeah.
Hello.
After Nishita, Bhimanagoda. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Nishita.
Yes, so SAP HANA eliminates the complexity of application. Like we don't need pre-built aggregates. Then also we are left with the simplified core data models and also of simplified application codes. Now it's easier to integrate additional functions using SAP HANA.
Process to reports. Okay. Great. Yeah.
I'll go next, sir.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Was it Ish, right? Bhimanagada was wanted to start. After Bhimanagada, Ish. Bhimana, are you saying?
Yes, sir.
You want to say or
Yes, sir.
you want to go?
One of the advantage of HANA is like connecting Internet of Things with core business process.
Very good. Connection with
Hello, sir.
connecting. Yeah, connecting.
Connection of Internet of Things with.
To IoT. Okay. Internet of Things. Okay.
Yes.
Internet different products to Internet of Things. Okay, excellent. Next, Ish.
Yes, sir. Sir, HANA provides three kinds of deployment options. The first one is cloud storage, and second one is on-premise, and the third one is hybrid.
Yeah.
So, like if you have some data, sir, which is confidential for you, and you want to store it in, not make it public, so you will use on-premise or hybrid. And there is a fourth option in which we can create our own private cloud, but that will be expensive.
Yes. Okay.
Can I go next, sir?
Yes.
Can I go next, sir?
No. First, who spoke?
Lekha, sir.
Leka. After Leka, who next spoke? Omkar, right? Okay. After Leka, Omkar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Leka, you go ahead.
One more advantage of SAP HANA is it allows the data to be stored and processed both in columns as well as rows in database. Therefore, the operation can be parallelly processed. Since the operations are parallelly processed, the speed of the operations are increased. This is one of the advantages.
Okay. This parallel processing. Okay. Next.
Hello.
Yes. Omkar. Yeah.
Sir, in HANA supports different programming models. So technologies like Java and
uh, Java Web, HTML5, and UI5 means Open UI5 can also be used to improve upon used to build HANA applications.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, HANA supports various systems to access data. In fact, like it can also get the data from various systems, and it can also give the data to various systems using the OData. Okay, various systems to access data through OData services. Okay, through OData services. Okay, excellent. Next, Meghna.
Hello.
Yeah,
So
Meghna.
can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
So SAP HANA allows us to classify our data as an active and passive way, sir. We also use the temperature as an easy way to describe where the data fits in the scale of useful, sir. And one more point, if you want to select the data, then we use the row store, sir. But if we want to do some operation, we will go to column.
Okay. And we have okay. And you have told me that when to go for row.
Can I go so next?
So row storage has to be gone when for
Hello, sir.
of data and reading of data and column storage if you have any operations. Okay, next.
Can I go, sir?
Can
Yeah, Kartika. After Kartika,
I go, sir?
yeah, Kartika.
Sir, SAP HANA can split the data based upon the hot storage and the warm storage. Hot storage means it splits the data across a memory tier. It based on the memory tier, it splits the data, and warm storage is based on the disk tier. It splits, and frequently accessed data can be stored in the hot storage, and temporarily stored data are stored in the warm storage, sir.
Okay, great. Yeah, next. So addition to this, we also have one more storage called cold storage that was not covered in the slides, so I didn't discuss about that. So these are the three ways of storing the data. And one more thing is like you should always tell SAP as SAP only, not SAP. Okay. So SAP HANA. So we should say SAP. Okay. Yeah. Next.
Can I go, sir?
Yes, Pawan. Yes.
Sir, in SAP HANA, we have three different views of schema tables. That is, one is attribute view, the second one is analytical view, and third one is a calculation view. Where attribute view are two-dimensional tables, and analytical views are multi-dimensional tables, and calculation view is also a multi-dimensional table, but these are built based on SQL and GUI.
Okay. Dimension table. This is a dimension table. Attribute view is a dimension table, and attribute view is same as a dimension table, and we have analytical view is multi-dimensional table, multi-dimensional, and calculation view is a complex dimensions. It can be the most simplest one, it can be most complex one also, calculation view. Excellent. Okay. Next, who's telling?
Can I go, sir?
Yes, Kiran. Yes.
Sir, okay.
After Kiran.
So, the main feature of SAP HANA is database services.
Okay.
So, multi-tier storage in the database allows the user to store data both in the memory storage and as well as in the disk, that is in the column format.
Okay.
So data parallelly processed from the memory and distributed to different servers quickly, sir. So it's been since it's a huge one, it'll be processed quickly.
Okay, excellent. So it will be stored both in ROM and RAM, and even if something because of some reason it gets switched off, the system gets shut down or something, then immediately after booting the system, it will again take over all the data into the RAM. Okay, so excellent. Yeah, multi-type storage. Okay, next.
Yeah, can I, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, HANA is a relationship database system where it is developed by SAP. Using the relationship database, it allows us to find easily the specific information and able to sort database based on any field. And HANA is the world's fastest database where the huge volume of data are operated and processed in a very fast manner. And the time takes is less than a second. This is one of the main key features of HANA. That's it.
Was it? It was Nitya, right? Nitya. Yeah. Who next?
Yes, sir. Nitya, sir.
Who's next, guys?
I'll go, sir.
Yeah, Janvi.
So we have SAP HANA Cloud Platform, sir, which is SAP's open platform service for developing cloud-based applications. So in this, we have tools like Java, SAP HANA, HTML5, and SAP UI5. So we can make use of all these tools to build to develop applications.
Okay, excellent. This is a very good point. Actually, I didn't tell you about this, but still you told that. Okay, this is something like Open UI5. We'll have two types of Open UI5 actually. Open UI5 is open for all. You can also create your own tools, and you can put them in the platform, and then somebody else can use it. It's an open platform, just like Python. We have this as an open platform. Then again, you have specifically SAP UI5. So SAP UI5 comes only with the licenses. OpenUI5 you can also install it and you can start working on it and you can build your own developments, because UI5 is something which was initially open platform, then SAP acquired it and then they made it as SAP UI5, and but the still open platform is still there. Okay, that's a very good point, important point you said. Okay, nice. Next.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Santosh.
So SAP HANA is not only used for traditional businesses, but we can use for innovative applications also. Like we can use that for sports analytics, online game analytics, and all.
Kind of operations. Decision making. Like sports and games analysis. Okay, excellent. It's not just for business. We can also use it for some decision making. Like see, the sports cannot be considered as a business, regular business. So just for analysis, we are using it, and it was very well used for this NBA sports and cricket World Cup also it was used. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, next. Who's left out? Prajwal, did you say? Hmm. Prajwal Kashibai. Mayur, did you say? I think Prajwal and
No, sir. Can I tell?
yeah, Mayur. Yes, ma'am.
SAP in traditional database approaches, there was different hardware for transaction and then analysis. So SAP HANA combines both transaction and analysis, so it reduces redundancy. And it also acts as a single platform for all applications.
Okay, transaction data. Okay.
Sir, can I tell another point, sir?
Can be directly used. Can be directly used for analysis. Yes, please. Who's this?
Nagashri, sir.
Yeah, Nagashri. One more point. Yeah.
Yes, sir. It offers three types of data replications. They are log-based ETL. ETL means extract, transform, and load. And another one is trigger-based. Log-based is also known as Sybus application. ETL means it is used to migrate data from SAP or non-SAP to the HANA database. And trigger-based is from multiple source system to one HANA system. Sir.
Okay. System to replicate the data. So to replicate the data, these are the various techniques that we have, and we also have something called data services (DS). Data services also is one method wherein we can replicate the data. Data services. Okay, excellent. Yeah, next. Mayur has completed. Kashibai has to, I think Kashibai has some network issue.
Sir,
Yes, Kashibai. Kashibai, one point from you.
I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible. Yes, you're audible, Kashibai.
I will tell the limitations of HANA.
Okay.
Okay. It involves high maintenance cost for IT companies, sir, to store and maintain the large data volumes.
Okay. Okay. So it gives high maintenance costs. So high maintenance costs can be reduced by cloud, maintaining everything in cloud. So the high maintenance of server can be reduced by maintaining them in cloud. Especially the Amazon cloud happens to be one of the cheapest one in the world. So yeah. So one disadvantage is the high maintenance of cost that can be overcome by reducing the by using the cloud based. And even in normally also, if at all, if you are using HANA, it reduces the cost. It reduces the cost to maintain that. Then actually two more are missing because Nagashri has told 2 points, so two more are missing. Who are they? Kashibai already completed. Who didn't speak up? Just come up, guys. Okay, Kushal. Kushal, you just pay. Oh, Kushal already sent me in the beginning only. So I thought Kushal is already spoke. So what Kushal says is SAP HANA is built completely by modern hardware. The system is entirely built by SAP alone. Yeah. So the modern hardware, extremely modern hardware, in fact. And it was a futuristic kind of data. Yes, SAP has built everything. SAP is the only one from where we can purchase the hardware. But having said that, with the association with many vendors, because SAP was never into the hardware, so they associated they collaborated with the various partners, and from there we got this hardware. Like we have HP, we have Intel, we have IBM, all major companies, all combined to partner with SAP. Okay, great, guys. Okay, so we were discussing about the system view. So this is the HANA Studio Perspective System View, in which we had the catalog, content, provisioning, and security. And we discussed about this. We discussed about the Eclipse. So when we log in into the Eclipse, we'll be having we can work on the ABAP and HANA. So what's in it for the ABAP programmer? So we have faster processing of background jobs and reach more users, turn background jobs into interactive applications. So most of the background jobs that we used to have were basically kept in the background to increase the performance, to maintain the performance, to control the performance. Those things are not needed now. We can directly simply run them as a interactive applications. You can just load it in front of you only. So once upon a time it used to take 10 hours, 15 hours. That can be completed in just 10-15 seconds now. So in that way we can complete all the background jobs. New processing and applications. So we have a couple of new applications which are integrated with the ABAP coding. So we have SAP NetWeaver application server, ABAP support for optimizing applications. So we have transparent optimizations in the SAP NetWeaver application server ABAP 7.4. We have transparent optimizations, which we need to discuss. What are the transparent optimizations? And then we need to discuss about the reusable components optimized for SAP HANA. Like reusable components in normal ABAP. Normal ABAP, what are the reusable components? The function modules are reusable components. Classes are the reusable components. So what are the reusable components that we have in SAP HANA from the ABAP perspective is what we need to understand. Creating and consuming SAP HANA content with ABAP, and extensions to ABAP language, improved tools for performance analysis. Then we have the ABAP development guidelines. So these are the things that we have to discuss in the ABAP application using SAP HANA. 6 things we need to discuss. Okay. So we have ABAP dictionary extension in ABAP 7.4. We have the column-based and row-based storage of data for tables, and we already know this. Move calculations to database instead of keeping them in the application server. Now there are 2 versions of working on ABAP in the HANA perspective, guys. One is before the 7.5 ABAP in ABAP version. Okay, this is the 7.4 is the ABAP version. Okay, HANA version is different. Server version is different. HANA 2.0 is the server version. And S4 HANA 1809 is the software version. And now we are talking about the ABAP version. ABAP version is 7.4, Service Pack 2. In this, we have HANA views. These HANA views are attribute views, analytical views, calculation views, can be accessed using native SQL from the ABAP perspective. And then we have stored procedures. From stored procedures can be accessed into the native SQL. Okay, so we can write the native SQL and we can access the stored procedures. We can access the HANA views. Then we have the delivery unit. So we have this standard ABAP controls, ABAP transports. So we have bottom-up approach with application server ABAP 7.4 greater than Service Pack 2. So if it's less than Service Pack 2, this is the issue. Greater than Service Pack 2, we can access this SAP HANA views from external views as well. For stored procedures, we can create database procedures, the proxies which can access this stored procedures. Then we have delivery units. From delivery units can be accessed through HANA transport container. So HANA transport container. Now we have top-down approach with application server ABAP 7.4 greater than Service Pack 5. So we were talking about the Service Pack less than Service Pack 2, and greater than or equal to Service Pack 2. Now we have Service Pack 5. So if it's greater than or equal to Service Pack 5, in this scenario, we have the HANA views can be directly accessed using the CDS views, which we have built yesterday. One sample CDS view we have built yesterday. Right? So stored procedures can be accessed through AMDPs. Those are called ABAP managed stored procedures. Okay, so these are the major things that we have to focus on in the HANA ABAP. The CDS views and the AMDPs is what we need to understand in the HANA ABAP. Now, core to data capabilities as of ABAP 7.4, we have transparent optimizations, we have database oriented programming model, we have SAP HANA specific features. So fast data access, optimized select for all entries, table buffer enhancements, new SQL parser. We have better SQL statements, SQL 92 standard support in OpenSQL, extended view definition. So here the SQL coding that we have is also enhanced specifically for SAP HANA. So there are some features which have been specifically added for HANA platform. ABAP managed database procedures, we can access everything from the ABAP managed database procedures. So we have performance improvement, we have transparent optimizations, advanced SQL in ABAP, SAP HANA native features. So these are the things that we have in the performance improvement versus code adjustments. So here we can access the HANA database only through the Eclipse. So whatever HANA in the HANA Studio, the ABAP perspective, whatever you are able to log in, from there you can access this SAP HANA database. You cannot access the HANA database from the SAP normal logon. So from SAP normal logon, we can access the classical database. Okay, so we have ABAP end-to-end scenario. So we have this is the ABAP backend. Now here we have the classical database. Here we have the HANA database. So classical database can be accessed through the Eclipse. Okay, we can access through Eclipse, this one also, and from SAP logon also we can access. But from SAP logon, you cannot access the SAP HANA database. Okay, normal logon which we have is SAP GUI. From there you cannot log in into HANA database. You have to have the Eclipse platform. Only from the Eclipse platform we can access it. But then again, from HANA Studio, okay, the HANA Studio, which is a part of this entire HANA login, from from HANA Studio you cannot access the classical database. But from ABAP perspective which we have, we can access the HANA database as well as we can access the classical database as well. Both we can access. Now this is how it looks like in the ABAP Development Tools editor. So this is the editor that we have in Eclipse editor, wherein the look and feel will be similar to this. Now we have ABAP projects. So when we are creating an ABAP project, we'll have connection to ABAP systems, ABAP class, function pools, ABAP interfaces, and ABAP programs. All these things we can do it on the system right now because we do have the access to this. So native with Eclipse look and feel. So this is a Eclipse look and feel that we have here. ABAP development tools, quick reference cards. So editing sources. So editing sources, if you give control space, you will get the options in the drop down. Just if you click control plus space, you'll get the options of what can be done and all these things. So we'll have features. If you type control space when you are typing the field names, automatically the field names will appear. This is what. And then we have control plus L. Control L plus for quick fix. Any quick fixes will have the control plus L, control plus 1 actually, control plus 1. Okay, next coming to this troubleshooting. For troubleshooting and debugging, we'll have an option here. So we can go for the debugging part. We can go for debugging and we can click on the debugging and we can see the debugging. So debugging concept we'll be discussing later. These are all the installing and updating features. Okay, so information source is you can get this SAP software download center from service.sap.com. /swdc. So if at all, if we have a licensed version, we can go ahead, give the license credentials, and we can download the Eclipse from there directly. So we have this, and we can also get this community network wherein we can access this Eclipse and HANA details. So this is the installation for Eclipse, in installation process for Eclipse. So now if you want to maintain and monitor the test secondary database connections, then you can go into the transaction code called DBA cockpit. And after going into the DBA cockpit, something like this, the screen will be will be visible like this. Then we can start monitoring the database and we can do necessary actions. So we can also access the data from secondary database. I mean, like even a connection HANA DB. So we can access this as a secondary database. If you have a secondary database, you can connect to the secondary database using this connection HANA DB addition to it. You just need to add connection HANA DB. That's it. So we should not write the select inside a select. If you see here, we have multiple selects. So we have select star. Inside the select star, we again have a select single star. So select inside a select is not permitted. I mean, like it's permitted, but it's not recommended. So avoiding potential functional issues, like examples of mandatory adaptations. So here we have use of native SQL or DB hints. Like we can put the double-ended quotes and then we can write the comments native SQL via ADBC. So here we have row number, row NUM. Here percentage hints. So if you have any errors, it will be very much clearly visible in the red color. So we can fix them and we can go ahead. So here we have, now in the HANA platform, we will not be using any pool tables or cluster tables. So we'll be avoiding that, and we'll be mostly using the transparent tables. But in case uh, if we have to use them, you can access it like this. So here basically select row num. So here we have this. So if there is any error, we can fix them up and we can go ahead with this. So now we have something called ABAP Code Inspector. So ABAP Code Inspector is something which we'll be focusing on in this particular ABAP Code Inspector. So we'll see what exactly we do in the ABAP Code Inspector. ABAP Code Inspector is something in which anything for developing the performance. If we, for improving the performance, are there any steps that we have to do? Okay, we can do it. So in the code inspector inspection results, so here we have some errors. This is not a syntactical error, but here if you have select star, instead of select star, we can use the select fields. Select fields instead of select fields. This is ABAP test cockpit. So test cockpit is something wherein we can find out the issues. Like we have something called extended program check and all these things. So in this ABAP cockpit will be there in the normal ABAP as well. So we'll be seeing what are the issues that we have. So it shows that local nested select statements should not be there. These things. So runtime analysis, we can do the runtime analysis also here. So this SQL trace will actually show us the tables which the which the system has hit. I'm showing those things. Okay, let me apply this ST05 on this SQL trace. So in SQL trace, what exactly we do is this can be done in the HANA ABAP as well. So what we do for the SQL trace is we'll just find out what are the tables this system, this particular program will hit. Okay, to know that we'll be using the ST05. So if let's say, so before running the program, we need to activate the trace. So once we activate the trace, we need to execute the program, and we can just execute it. Then we can deactivate the trace. So once we deactivate the trace, we can go for display trace. Once we go for display trace, we can see what are the programs table names which the system has hit. So we can go for the SQL trace. We can clearly see what are the tables that the system has hit. If you go for object name, in the object name, the table name which it has hit will be visible here. So if you just drag and drop this. Guys, this thing that we are discussing right now is something which is related to the performance. Okay, so actually this this is different. This topic we'll discuss again, the performance issue, because certain things which are related to the performance and all, I think we have discussed the extended program check and all these things. But right now, like we'll be discussing about more about this from the HANA perspective later. But right now, what we'll do is we'll do some scenarios. Once we come back from the lunch, we'll be doing the scenarios.